A very, very warm welcome to our NTV live coverage of the official release of the primary leaving examinations results. We're coming to you live from the Statistics House right here in the heart of Kampala, and actually the officials from the Ministry of Education and Sports and also from UNEB are already in the house, and they are yet to unveil how Ugandan people, the candidates of P7 performed in last year's examination. Just a quick recap in what happened. P7 candidates actually sat for their examinations on the 5th and 6th of November, and also a total of 565,066 candidates sat for the examinations from different centers across the country. Right now, the Secretary of UNEB, Matthew.
Madam Minister, the 2012 P.L.E. was conducted smoothly and, above all, free of leakage. Thank you. I am also pleased to inform you that the board once again has made the deadline of releasing the results in the middle of January to enable other processes to take place on time. Below is a brief comparison for year 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011 and 2012. The table is clear. I would like now on our minister to say that the table above shows that the number of candidates and the centers registering for P.L.E. has been growing each year. The board would like to commend His Excellency the President of this Republic and the government of the Republic of Uganda for maintaining and funding the UPE program in the effort to increase the level of literacy and numeracy. Paragraph 3, Honourable Minister, mentioning about the absenteeism of candidates. Out of the 565,663 candidates who registered, 543,071 sat the examination. Buku 1.2%, with Moyo 1.2%. Paragraph 4, Honourable Minister, we are giving you the performance of candidates by subject. The performance of candidates in the 4 subjects is compared over the 3 years period, that is 2010, 2011, and 2012 in Table 2. The table, Honourable Minister, gives you the candidates' overall performance by subject at Division 2, Grade 6, and the Pass 8. In the interest of time, I think it is clear. And the those are the failures. Honourable Minister, again the table, I think it is clear. We can look at it. I would like also to mention, Honourable Minister, the figures in table above do not include again the cases of withheld results. The above table shows that overall the performance of 2012 P.L.E. candidates was better compared to that of 2011, whereas the pass rate in 2012 was 88.4%, that of 2011 was to 86.4%, representing an improvement of 2%. The percentage grade of Division 1 was 10.9 in 2012. That was higher than that of 2011, which was 9.6 areas. Attached is a list of performance by the 133 examination districts disaggregated by divisional grade and gender. the following districts had the highest rate of failure. Luka was 32.1%, Queen 30.5%, Namutumba 28.3%, Bukwo 27.7%, Iganga 25.2%, Bulambuli 25.2%, Kaliro 24.6%, Kamuli 24.2%, Manafwa 23.9%, and Kayunga 23.6%. The following districts, Honourable Minister, had the lowest failure, that is U grade. And these are Fort Portal 0.1%, Ntungamo Municipality 0.2%, Lukungiri Municipality 0.2%, Mbarara Municipal Council 0.3%, Entebbe Municipal Council form of malpractice, followed by collusion, impersonation, and substitution in that order. All candidates whose results have been withheld will be accorded a hearing by the board's examination security committee as required by the law of natural justice. Those candidates who will be cleared will have their results released. The Minister of Education, Bukona Primary School, one candidate still withheld. Igang again, Kasokoso Primary School, one candidate still withheld. Kabarore, Kinyabuhara, 6 candidates still withheld. Kabarore again, Karugonjo, still 5 candidates still withheld. Kabarore again, Nyamisingiri Primary School, 6 candidates are still withheld. Kamuli Namisambia Primary School, 25 candidates still withheld. Kamuli again, Kitayunjwa Parents Primary School, 14 candidates are withheld. Chiboga St. Jude Chisanda Primary School, 1 candidate still withheld. Chisoro Nyamirembe Primary School, 43 candidates are withheld. Kitikum Lumule Primary School, 1 candidate still withheld. Kumi Ngero Primary School, 4 candidates are still withheld. Chanjojo St. Mary's Kaihura Primary School, 171 candidates. Chanjojo Kaihura Primary School, 60 candidates still withheld. Chanjojo again Wamukora Primary School, 17 candidates are still withheld. Chanjojo Wahuro Primary School, 43 candidates are still withheld. Chanjojo again Webikere Primary School, 22 candidates are still withheld. Chanjojo again Nsinde Primary School, 18 candidates are withheld. Chanjojo again Mchumbi Primary School, 22 candidates are still withheld. The primary school, 98 candidates. And again Wachiso Nora Junior School, 25 candidates. Honourable Minister, I would like to thank the Minister of Education and Sports for their support, guidance, and in particular, release of funds in good time. I would like to thank the Chairman and the members of the board for their guidance. I would also like to thank UNEB staff for tirelessly participated in the management of the examination. I also wish to thank the district leaders who include, among others, Chief Administrative Officers, District and Municipal Education Officers, District and Municipal Inspectors of School for their cooperation and support during the management of 2012 P.L.E. Special thanks go to the Inspector General Police and other security agencies for releasing their staff to work with UNEB in the management of 2012 P.L.E. examinations. Further appreciation is extended to center coordinating tutors, head teachers, teachers, monitors, scouts, supervisors, invigilators, staff of sister institutions, and examiners for dedicated services rendered towards the successful conduct of P.L.E. 2012. I would also, Honourable Minister, like to sincerely thank United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF, Uganda Red Cross Society, institutions where marking was held, the media, parents, guardians, and the general public. Finally, Honourable Minister, I wish to congratulate all the candidates who have passed the examination. Collection of results. The district and the municipal inspectors of school should collect the results from UNEB offices at Ntinda beginning Monday, today, 21st at 2 p.m.
Nyongera okwaniriza ku mukolo guno ogw'okufulumya ebyava mu bibuuzo bya P7 Primary Living Examinations eby'omwaka 2012. Weyayogera ye Secretary wa UNEB omukulu Matthew Bukenya. Bwamala okwogera chairman wa UNEB omukulu Fajil Manda agenda kuba naye abaako obubaka bwatuwa naye nga mu bufunze omukulu Matthew Bukenya byatubuulidde abaana abatuula abeewandiisa okutuula ebibuuzo bino bali emitwalo 56,156 naye ku bano abatuula bali emitwalo 54,137 olw'ebizibu ebiteebereka abamu balwala balala babivaamu naye nga tubuulidde nti abawala ku mulundi guno abasoba mu mutwalo be bataasobola kutuula bibuuzo bino. Ekyo kitegeeza nti bekikwatako baba balina okwongera okwetegereza ensonga eyo lwaki bawala okusinga abalenzi. Tutegeezeddwa nti abaana abalenzi be basinza abawala okukola obulungi. N'atubuulira ku district ezisinze okukola obubi mulimu Queen, Namutumba, Luka, Bukwo, Yiganga, Bulambuli, Kaliro, Manafa ne district endala ezikoze obubi tujja kuba twongera okubirambulula gye bujjako. Kakati ku baana bano abatuula kankubuulireko ngeri gye bakola mu mwaka guno abayitira mu ddaala erisooka kubanga banja kiki baba abalinze. Zengalo za mukulu Matthew Bukenya akamaliza okwogera abaana nkugambye abali emitwalo 54 abatuula ku bano emitwalo 5,954 be bayitira mu ddaala erisooka. Eryokubiri mulimu emitwalo giri 25 ate tulina emitwalo 10,013 n'abagwamu mu ddaala eryokusatu. Eryokuna mulimu 6,700 mu emitwalo 6,774 abagudde bali emitwalo 6,034 abo tebateereddwa mu ddaala lyonna wano bakiyita ungraded. Omukulu bw'atyo bw'atutegeezezza. Mu bintu ebirala omukulu byatubuulidde bayita mukulu Fajil Mande mu kiseera kino abe kukyayogera Kanyangu naye tumuwulirize. Bategeeza abakulira amasomero basobola okukima ebibuuzo by'abaana baabwe okutandika olunaku olwaleero okutuuka weekend yonna lweneggwako. Ndowooza mu kiseera kino katuwulire omukulu Fajil Mande naye nga ne Minisita Jessica Lupo ebyenjigiriza waali guno gwa mulundi gwe ogwokubiri ng'afulumya ebibuuzo. Ogwasooka gwali omwaka oguwedde nga yakafuna ofiisi eyo okuva ku mukyala Namirembe Bitamazire wano ku Statistics House. Emikolo wegigenda maaso ndiwo ne Solomon Sulanja ajja kuba kuwa ensonga zezimu mu lulimi olufuutifuuti oluzungu. Kasooka tuwulire omukulu Fajil Mande.
He has made that statement because there are many schools in Uganda which sell results to their pupils. And that's why he's saying these results are supposed to be given free, not even a single shilling. So I think this message should be passed on because some poor parents suffer down there, you know. The second observation is, this is my first time to come here And I'm amazed at the lack of clapping or whatever it is. We are so tense. It's like we are at a burial of somebody. So I would like to call upon for a more relaxed. I clapped last time and I clapped alone. Honourable Minister, I would like also to state that the points which I'm going to make arise out of, one, having worked as commissioner previously for inspectorate; two, since I left the ministry, I've been carrying out my own research in my capacity as education consultant; and then three, now as chairman of UNEP. The secretary did mention, Honourable Minister, that we could do more for better performance. And personally, I think that all the children of Uganda can do much better. Therefore, I'm going to go through about 4 points which I think we need to emphasize to ensure that not only the urban schools do well and that the rural schools remain behind. No, we must pull them. But we want to see examinations done much better. And these are some of the reasons, my own observations, which I see that infringe upon or affect the performance of school children. And they need to be handled by the various arms of the Ministry of Education. Point number one, in my career as an educationist and my observation is that when you move around the schools, there is very little observation of the teaching and learning process. If anything, this could be about 2%. How many people actually enter the classroom to see how teachers are teaching and how pupils are learning? How many DOs, DISs, and other people are inside the classroom or out in co-curricular? We need to increase that because that's the real business of a school. Number two, there is too much teacher-centered teaching. The children hardly do anything in the class. They don't participate. They don't draw. They don't put up their hands. It's only the teacher rapping away. And that means the child is not opened up in the process of being taught. We need to go back and use the learner-centered. The learner is the center. By participating more, they learn better. And this would liberate their minds. Number three, this one is my common thing. I have moved around Uganda and I can easily % of schools teaching physical education in Uganda today. And that's a very miserable state. Honourable Minister, finally, I just want to say that school can be more fun. The school can be more liberating to the pupils. And all the children can perform very, very, very well if we look at the way we allocate our time, which activities take our time. Presently, as I'm speaking, and we carried out this research in back in 1997, 3/4 of the time is spent on doing all types of...
Mr. Chairman. Yeah, we shall now humbly request the Honourable Minister to make remarks as she releases the results.
Of instruction. This pioneers change to learning in English from P4 onwards. The thematic curriculum has a number of advantages. For instance, it enables learners to capture the content with ease through their familiar language due to free interactions. It allows rapid mastery of literacy, numeracy, and life skills at lower primary. Because of the policy, many pupils have picked interest and love to go to school and remain there, as evidenced in the daily attendance. This is P.L.E candidature has been growing at an average of 4.3% per annum since 2003, This increase in candidature is higher than the population growth rate of about 3.3%. This means that improvement in enrollment and candidature is not a natural phenomenon, but a result of government's deliberate efforts to improve literacy and numeracy levels in the country. As you are all aware, achieving universal primary education features prominently as number 2 among the UN Millennium Development Goals. Last year's candidature at P.L.E. gives me more hope that we are on course. The ultimate goal is to have no illiterate citizen among the young generation in the near future. I note that we have challenges in identifying UPE beneficiaries when it comes to registering for P.L.E. The Ministry of Education and Sports, together with UNEB, are working out modalities to stop those who attempt to register candidates from private schools as UPE-sponsored candidates. This dishonesty among some head teachers causes financial loss to government and must stop immediately. Those found to be complicit in this will face the law. Ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to note that the general performance in P.L.E. has continued to improve over the years. For instance, out of the 565,663 candidates last year, 81.9% were under the UPE program. Therefore, our opponents who have been saying that children under UPE are not getting quality education are being proved wrong by the statistics. The critics like to say that UPE graduates are half-baked. However, this is not true because UPE children form the bulk of the candidates who are performing better every year. If UPE graduates were of poor quality, 49.5% sorry about that. If UPE candidates were of poor performance, this is not the one. Poor performance would not improve every year because UPE beneficiaries are the majority. I congratulate the districts that have registered improvement in the quality of performance compared to the previous year. I note that some districts and municipalities have more of their candidates in Division 1 than last year. For example, Bukoman Simbi, Kalangala, Fort Porto, Liantonde, Masaka Municipality, Mbarara, Rubirizi, Shema, Ntoroko, Buheju improved by more than 4% in Division 1. I am particularly impressed by Rubirizi, which has 23.4% of their candidates in Division 1 compared to last year's 14.9%. This is the best improvement, followed by Kalangala, which moved from 4.5% to 12.7% in Division 1. Those districts which registered a reduction in failure rates like Amolatar, Apach, and Budaka should also be commended. Some districts like Soroti, Rukunjiri Municipality, Entebbe, Kanungu, and Katakwi declined in quality, while Iganga Municipality and Maracha stagnated. Another regrettable category is of those districts like Busia, Bugiri, and Amuria, which had more of their children failing below Division 4. I call upon local leaders in the areas that are declining or not improving to be more vigilant and help government in uplifting standards in their districts. For the districts that registered a reduction in failure rates, such as Amolatar, Apach, and Budaka, I congratulate them. Ladies and gentlemen, as I come to the conclusion of my message, gender balance is a crucial factor in enhancing access to education and provision of quality opportunities between men and women. In this respect, I note with satisfaction that out of the total of the registered candidates, 49.5% were girls and 50.5% were boys. This means that we have achieved near gender equality in access to basic formal education. The gender ratio during the 2012 P.L.E. is an indication that we have almost achieved gender equality at national level. I further note with satisfaction that girls performed fairly well. They were better in Division 3 and 4, while in Division 1 and 2, the margins are not alarming. This is encouraging in the efforts to promote education of the girl child. One of the indicators of progress in MDG number 2 is a ratio of girls to boys in terms of enrollment and performance. As you may have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, it is difficult these days to get a housemaid. Gone are the days when we used to send a message to our relatives in the village to look for a housemaid, and within a day the response would be overwhelming. The situation is now different because most children have gone to school thanks to the UPE program. Accessibility to basic education is a very important factor in the development of our nation, and government will not wither Nkwanzi and Kayunga. I note that the highest turn-up was registered mainly in urban centers, and I congratulate the rural districts of Kaberemaido, Rukunjiri, Rubirizi, which had the least number of absentees. It is disturbing for government to sponsor a child from P1 only to drop out at the last minute in P7. Reports indicate that early marriages, elopement, and pregnancies are major causes of absenteeism for girls. The exam was organized according to regulations and above all was free of leakage. I know UNEP staff spend sleepless nights during printing, distribution, and administration of the examinations as well as processing the results. I appreciate the sacrifices made to deliver a credible exercise and a positive outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to declare the 2012 P.L.E results officially released and wish all the candidates success in their future endeavors. Selection of Senior 1 will take place on 31st January and 1st February 2013 at Wonder World in Kansanga. Finally, I wish all of you a blessed and happy New Year 2013. Thank you. May God bless you all, for God and my country.
A big applause to the Honorable Minister, and I'm sure we are no longer tensed like the chairman said. Mr. Chairman, we are now relaxed for clarity. You please mention your name and the organization and then shoot the question.
Okay. Thank you. I'm called Flavia Laniero from the Daily Monitor. I have two questions. The first one to the chairman, Fajil. You elaborated on why you think performance sometimes is not good. So I want to know, like, why is it that some subjects like English are always done well and some subjects like mathematics are not always done well? And then to the minister, I would like you to throw some more light about the selection. What is some of the criteria you use in selecting, and then when will the S1s be able to go, when will they report to school? Thanks.
Thank you. We shall receive some 5, then responses. Yes.
My name's Arthur Franco. I'm from Nebi Online Network. My question goes to the Secretary UNEP. I'm asking on behalf of very many parents who I've seen getting a lot of problem at UNEP. There appears on many occasions mistakes on result slips. And when you go to UNEP, even if it is their problem, it was their mistake, which cause maybe spelling mistakes on the results, it takes them years to correct that and to give you another result slip. May the Secretary UNEP help us.
The Education Minister, Jessica Lupo, just officially released the primary living examination results for 2012. Amazing things have been noted here, including boys performing better than girls compared to last year. Also, what also came out strange is the number of exam malpractice cases that have been reported have rather increased, which is really raises eyebrows as to why these cases continue increasing. Well, UNEB recently came out and said it will tighten its nose and ensure that there is no malpractice. Apparently, of the pupils who passed came from UPE schools. Probably it's one of the areas that government should be praised for anyway. Well, another issue that was highlighted today was the fact that Fajil Mande said that government needs to do much more than what it is doing to ensure that pupils pass. Especially, he has highlighted the issue of teacher-pupil integration right there. It is very, very key that students keep the pupils interact with teachers. In many cases, a teacher comes in class and mentions whatever he wants to mention, then he gets out. But Fajil Mande still insists that there should be a pupil-teacher interaction, which is very key. Another issue that caught my attention is the fact that this training or extracurricular activity should be introduced in schools, for example MDD, and Fajil Mande argues that this breaks up the whole monotony of just being in class and getting tired. Apparently, right here at Statistics House, it is a Q&A between the media and the Minister of Education officials, also officials from UNEB. Well, Probably just to take you through one of the highlights that have been mentioned here today is that English has been the best performed subject. English, even last year, actually when you look at the statistics last year, English was one of the best performed subjects right there. This year around, social studies also was performed well, science and mathematics. Well, the performance in 2012 was better than that of 2011. The percentage of distinction ones increased to 10.9 in 2012 compared to that in 2011. This is a clear indication that there's been a slight improvement in the way the pupils' primary living examinations performed last year. Well, in summary, it's still going on right here as we continue with the official broadcast of the release of the primary living examination right here at Statistics House.
Proceed as follows. Those questions that are directly that UNEP will be responded by the chiefs from UNEP, between the chairman or the secretary. And those that are directly in line with the ministry will be responded by ministers and also technical officers. I note that the first question about performance in light of sciences vis-a-vis arts could be shared in terms of responding by the ministry officials and also UNEP. I wish to invite the Commissioner of Secondary Education to throw more light on the selection exercise which is going to take place on 30th and 1st February, because it appears that there is need for the members of the press and the public to know the criteria which you normally use when you are selecting the children who are going to S1. And the question was also asking us to tell the public when exactly are S1 required to go to school. The second question was asked about the research slips, which I am sure that UNEP chiefs here have a very sufficient answer. Absenteeism, we will deal with it again concurrently. I'm sure the Commissioner Primary there should be able to address the issue of absenteeism as well as UNEP, and the outcome of our investigations that we put in place in the last release of last results, because absenteeism again was a big factor. And finally, the statement in terms of figures will be handled by the chiefs from UNEP. So may I start with those questions that affect the ministry, beginning with that of the secondary education in terms of selection, and then the Commission of Primary Education will handle the others, and then the chiefs of UNEP will handle the other two.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. The criteria for selection is UNEP results. The pupils, before they sat for these examinations, they made application to different schools from first choice to fourth choice. So UNEP helps us in tabulating the results and where these students put their first choices. So if a child does not get a place in his first choice school, depending on the results she or he has got, then will be placed in his second choice school. If cannot get in his second choice school, those is put in the third choice school. If still his third choice school cut-off mark is higher than what this child has got, then he remains unsolved, will be put on unsolved list, and after the whole process is finished, these pupils are placed in different schools where their results place them depending on how they passed. The selection criteria is UNEP results and choice where the children put their first choices, the choices of school. Honourable Minister, you appointed 18th January as the opening day for Term 1, Senior 1, 2013. 18th February. Okay. Maybe one little thing. Somebody referred to a number of pupils registered in private schools being smaller. Yes, it is for a fact. The number of pupils and the number of students enrolled in private schools everywhere in this country are much lower than the number in government schools. Although private schools seem to be many numerically, but they take on fewer pupils. Thank you.
In addition to that, you need to observe that we see many private schools in urban centers. But the further you go into the rural, you get less and less private schools. You also have to note that many of our private schools do not go up to primary 7. And even those who teach pupils in primary 7 sometimes don't allow them to sit as early as they are supposed. So, the numbers in universal primary education shall always be higher than those in private schools. Now, the issue of absenteeism, we are discussing absenteeism at primary leaving examination. Those who register but fail to sit. Mainly, the major answer to this, according to me, would be lack of awareness. Lack of awareness in the community. For example, some of the members in our community up to now don't know that even if a girl became pregnant, this girl has a right to sit primary leaving examination. Some cultural practices still hinder that. But a girl is allowed to come and sit, even if he's suckling the baby or is under. All these children are eligible for sitting, but the community is not yet aware. Then we have cultural beliefs and the society according to gender. Some members in the society feel that once a girl becomes pregnant, is sort of reject. And that's why you see the number of girls who don't sit being higher. Mainly they are early pregnancies, elopement, just like the reports indicated here. And we have a new problem now, the unstable families. Where there are unstable families, we have also identified some of our candidates missing out. Because mommy has gone out of the home, daddy says go this way, go that way, and it is very... Then lastly is child labor, where the boy children have gone brick making, others have gone charcoal burning, looking for easy money. But it goes back to lack of awareness, where the community is not yet aware of the benefits if these children continued with education. I thank you.
Commissioner,
in the upper classes. So emphasis is now being put on literacy in the lower levels so that the children can be able to read any other subject, be able to understand it and perform. We hope this scenario will go on reducing as we enter into the thematic curriculum. Thank you.
I think in addition to what the Commissioner said, because what Businge meant here, the NAPE report was talking about P3 under 6, exactly, where it had dropped below 50%. Then the Wezo report talked of 40. And this was in respect to proficiency. That's what it was talking about. But you can see now, we are trying to address this. Of course, there is already access, but in order to solve this problem completely, we need to go for capacity building of our teachers, and also this goes also with the parents. When you talked about absenteeism, the 20,000, because really they were registered, but they missed exams. What we need here is, again, you know, there are many stakeholders in the...
Well, I think all these have been answered by the Honourable Minister and the Commissioner and the Minister of State for Primary. But I think if you look at what you are calling about that, the NAPE, I think it is giving you balance. If you read, if you read the report properly, you will see that it is reflected in this year's exams. So I request that you read it again. Honourable Minister, most of these have been answered, but I'll try to tackle the one of mistakes in the result slips. Result slips, when you get the results, I think we always state that immediately you get the results, you should react to where there are errors, where there are missing marks, not really marks, but grades maybe, and the name. You should give that to UNEP within a period of 6 months. So we react quickly. But if you delay it, again, the effect, the new one of the amended results will take time because the records have been displaced somehow. But I would like to make it clear that a certificate is issued once. So when you come for another, you get statement of results. But that is given. So if one is looking for another certificate, that is not possible. But we shall give you statement of results, which we normally give. But for the particular question which came, I doubt whether it has taken years and years. In the past, it used to be so. But in the recent past, I think we have improved greatly on that, looking for these missing results. Because I think from 2000 up to now, all the results are computerized, so it is very, very easy to get them. Absenteeism, I think we have answered, and let me now go to the last one about UPE and non-UPE results. Results, in fact. We give you the number of candidates who have taken as UPE and non-UPE. But we have not given you, we have not calculated that, to give you results of UPE schools and non-UPE schools. I think we have given them the results out together. So if you have tried to work out, you will not get the correct one. Because you've got to know the results, all the results, unless you got the schools themselves. But we have not done that. So please know that the results are together, but the candidates are separated. But the results you cannot get. You cannot work out those. I think that's what you wanted to know. Why we have not shown, we are not showing you the results of UPE candidates and non-UPE candidates. We are giving you results together of the candidates. I think that is it.
I think I've got about 3 comments to make. The first one is the question of absenteeism, Honourable Minister. I think the contract system of charging headmasters in this country must be made to work. These head teachers are supposed to sign a contract of performance. And I think that how many children do you retain in your school should become a very big factor. You are not simply a headmaster. I see the difference when you go to a private school. For one private school to lose a child, the headmaster will have to answer. In government schools, it doesn't matter how many children are missing or what. I think we must hold those headmasters responsible. I think even from these figures, these head teachers should be able to account where did those children go. If we leave it open and we expect the salary should depend on the number of children you have and whether you are maintaining them. So I think it's a stricter way of handling these guys. Secondly, I think the question of slips, and you said it takes a long time. I just want to say as chairman of the board that apart from handling examinations, the board is going to be seriously looking at the internal performances of UNEP. Because UNEP has got other jobs other than preparing, management and releasing results. So we want to look at it in this year to see whether other efficiency areas of UNEP are being carried out, so that we are all round. I know it's a big challenge. Many of the staff of UNEB are involved also in the monitoring of exams, and we see that sometimes the efficiency is affected, but the board will handle that. We want an efficient body to add on with the Kanyamas of Mr. Bukenya and his team, so that we see that UNEB can serve also the other services. On the question of performance of English, I think even last year Mr. Bukenya mentioned, I was on the radio, where he said this was as far as secondary school was concerned, about science and mathematics. And he made a statement that the teaching of science and mathematics is still the theoretical part. We need to be hands-on. Hands-on. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why I mentioned that the school system must cease to depend on theoretical teaching by the teachers. The school system must go back to children doing, children touching, children drawing, children doing, including group discussion. So I think that's one of the problems. We've been to schools where a school didn't show even the microscopes that were brought in the school, and the children saw the microscope on the last day of exam. Now this is a shame to all of us. So I think methods of instruction. Number two, the other point, we still have a stigma about science and mathematics. Many people give the negative impression about science and mathematics, and the children get scared. Those of you who have done mathematics and you've been in a school, there are some teachers, you know, who really continue saying mathematics is for very clever people, it's not for the common mind. I think we need to break this attitude, and you guys in the press can break this. We've got to break this. I think science can be done, mathematics can be done. And then lastly, admittedly, mathematics and science needs, not that English language, I'm an English language teacher, literature, you know, but mathematics needs